My son-in-law Jeremy harvested a pretty good sized deer, and he gave the meat to us. So we deboned it, and we're grinding everything up except the tenderloin. I want you to look how pretty that meat is. Deer meat is really good for you, and we do a lot of stuff with this deer meat. Now this is the tenderloin, and you can see how dark it is. It's because after we soaked it a couple days in the refrigerator, of course we drained it, rinsed it, and then we let it age in the refrigerator for about 4 days. And it is really going to tenderize this meat and really make it taste good. I'm going to show you a couple different ways that I cut up a tenderloin. I'll cut it up real thin like this for fajitas. It's not hard to cut. If you've got a sharp knife, just cut it up thin. It makes really good fajitas. Now if you just want a deer steak to fry up, that's about how thick I cut it. You don't want too thick. Deer meat is so good fried up. I love deer steak. Now deer meat's really lean, so you might have to add some beef fat to it. Now I weigh it and package it, some in 1 pound packages and some in 2 pound packages. And I'll flatten them out so they'll sit in the freezer better, stack up.
Welcome everybody back to Whippoorwill Holler. I've got a big chicken heart here. Not really. It's a big deer heart. I'm going to show you how to clean it up, get it ready to eat. I'm doing this for Shirley. She'd asked me about a beef heart. I've never actually cut up a beef heart, but I'm sure it would be similar. And for Dale down under and Miss Katie over in Tennessee, they seem to really like hearts, so I'm doing this just for them. So first off, the deer heart being a lot bigger than a chicken heart, it's got a lot of valves. The blood flow valves and everything in it are really big, and I'm sure there will be a lot of blood clot inside this heart. I've cleaned most of it out that I could get out, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut the top of this off just like you would a chicken heart. It has a way to follow here. You kind of go at an angle. You can see, as you can see, that's what your blood clots look like inside. You see this big old valve right here, this big part of the heart. So what you want to do, what I do, is cut down along. There's a line in this heart. Cut down along that line and go ahead and cut that heart in half. And you can see here, this is the inside part of the heart. This right here will be tough. It's got, I call them banjo strings. That's what keeps that heart, I'm guessing, I'm not a heart specialist, but keeps it intact inside whenever it's pumping. So you want to clean all that out. I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half again. It'll be a little easier to get that cleaned out of there. Just take and shave it off. It'll fall right on out of there. A little bit right here. See how deep down, some of your parts of it will go down a little deeper in the heart itself. Then I'll flip over and cut just outside. This is the top part of that heart's going to be tough. I just trim the end of it off like that. And then your grain of your heart is running on right here on this particular piece, is running up and down. So what I like to do, I cut this in thin pieces, just across the grain. I'm going to fry this heart up just like I did the chicken livers. And then what you can do, if you want to, got a little meat tenderizer right here. I like to use the bigger. This ain't necessary, but it will make it easier to chew up. It's not really going to be that tough. And then I'm going to put it in buttermilk. Miss Lori's mixed me up some buttermilk out of her powdered buttermilk, and I'm going to let it soak in there till, at least 2 hours, but 5 or 6 or overnight ain't going to hurt nothing. Move this over here to the side. I'm going to finish cutting up this heart. All this, anything that you think's a little bit, might look a little tough, you can trim off. The outside of that heart, the outside of it will be the toughest part of your meat. You could actually take and trim all that off if you wanted to. I don't normally do it. It cooks up fine. Just cut it across the grain. Bite-sized pieces. This part of the heart here is going to be the thinner layer. It's the big cavity part of the heart. I'm going to kind of butterfly this open. Get an idea of what it looks like inside. This thicker piece right here, I'll take this thin piece and cut it off. There's your banjo strings, I call them, inside there. Just take, trim them off. I'll cut that part off because that's the end piece of the fat. It's not so much the fat's going to be the bad part. It's just the tough edge of the heart. Just clean it up till you get it looking like you know, just a good clean piece of meat. And this particular grain is running back and forth this way. So what I'm going to do is cut it long ways. About the size of a French fry. It's going to be little longer pieces. And I'll just take them and cut them in half. This piece right here, you can see this is some of the inside part of the artery right here. That's tough right there. You want to get in there till you can get it cut off. Get in there where it's soft. This is pretty thick. Slice it against the grain. And pretty much there you have it. You have a lot of this good clean meat. Like I say, I'm going to beat it, tenderize it a little bit, let it soak in buttermilk, probably today, probably about all day, and we're going to have it for supper tonight. And I'm going to fry it up with onions, of course, just like I did the chicken hearts, with the seasoning and the flour. And I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
Fried up deer meat with peppers and onions, and it is so good.